What are the typical costs associated with selling my house? Well, that's the topic we're going to talk about in this video. When you're selling your house as the listing, as the seller, so if I was your listing agent, your costs associated to selling it are very basic. You have closing costs with the title company. Those are going to be your 50% of the title insurance policy. So in Oregon, we're a 50-50 state. So we're an escrow state instead of an attorney state. So in Oregon, we hire title companies to provide title insurance to make sure that the title of the house is clear, but also they're neutral third parties and escrow companies. So the escrow company is going to be facilitating the sale agreement, all the terms in it. They execute that in a unbiased position to the buyer or the seller. In order to determine that they are an unbiased position, both buyer and seller pay an equal portion of the escrow fee. So nobody could ever say, well, they were working for you over here because you paid that fee. You were their customer. In Oregon, a buyer and seller split the escrow fee. Interestingly enough, also in Oregon, the seller is required by state law to pay for an owner's title insurance policy for the buyer. I don't know when this came into effect, but I would say if you bought a house in the last 30 years for sure, if you bought a house, the seller paid for an owner's title insurance policy for you. Basically just means when you bought the house, the title insurance company guaranteed that there were not any unpaid liens or taxes, there were not any clouds that would affect your right to own the property or to put a lien on it. So that insurance policy would pay off those liens if they missed anything. The other thing that you're going to be paying for, probably the largest expense that you have when you're selling a house, is a real estate commission. Now, some real estate commissions are anywhere from, I think 3% up to like 8%. I know people that charge 7 or 8% for real estate fees, but they do more. They do repairs, they stage houses, things like that. So everybody does something a little bit different. I'm happy to talk with you about what we do if you're interested, but as a seller, your closing costs are going to be your title insurance policy, owner's title insurance for the buyer, the 50% of the escrow fee, and then the commissions. And keep in mind, in Oregon, as the seller, you pay for the commissions for the realtor for you, but also for the agent represented by the buyer. So you're paying for both. When you sign a listing agreement, you sign let's say 6%, and the agent is going to tell you in that agreement how much out of that 6% they're willing to pay for a buyer's agent if one's necessary. If they sell it on their own, there's also terms about, is there a discount in commission if you sell it in-house? There's terms about if a buyer loses their earnest money, who gets that, things like that. But we'll talk about that another day. So just to recap for you, as a seller, your closing costs are your real estate agent commissions, your 50% of a escrow fee, and the owner's title insurance policy for the buyer. So thank you for watching. I'll talk to you soon.